It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, and welcome. This is Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A number of storylines emerging as the season gets into full swing. Tonight, we'll be watching the Indiana Pacers playing against the Utah Jazz. And for Utah, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And a guy we'll be watching tonight, Jay Crowder, impacts the game in a number of ways. Shaq, would you call him underrated?
Very underrated, but more people know about him now. Maybe not a household name, but that's because he focuses on the little things.
Yeah, he's a tone setter, defensively. He can get you 8 a game easily, no problem, plays to his strengths, and sometimes when you can get 8, that's better than getting none.
That was deep.
You can get 8 right now. You look like a sandwich.
And it's the Jazz coming in from out of town on this one, an interconference game today. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. Look at Indiana. After dropping the first 3 games of the season, they need to turn it around.
And seeing where Indiana is, they had the kind of hot and cold start that we've kind of come to expect. Nothing that would indicate they're in for any kind of a breakout season.
And, perhaps with a roster move or two later on, Greg, they can start to break out of that pack.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Thanks very much. Well, Quinn Snyder is the coach here in Utah, and he said, as a coaching staff, we show the players we have confidence in them. And then we're unbelievably demanding. But it has to be mixed with patience. And that, over time, pays off. Kevin?
Teaching and motivating. He's done a nice job, D.A. Thanks. And early in the season, many coaches, Clark, still experimenting with rotations. Who plays when and where, and how long has it been in your experience to have that established on a team?
Well, it varies from team to team. There are a number of factors. One, the coach, has he been there a while? Does he have an established style of play and system? 2, what's your roster like? How healthy are you? What's the mix and makeup of your team? So it could vary, but typically you'd like to have it not prolong itself into the regular season. You hope that the few weeks of training camp, and then by the time you get a month of the season under your belt, that you're pretty anchored into who you are and how you're going to try to play.
Good outline. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Then it's Donovan Mitchell, then it's Thabo Sefolosha, and it's Neto in at the point. Mitchell against Oladipo. To the inside, Collison. Plenty of room around him, and it's good.
Outstanding anticipation that time from Oladipo, seeing the floor extremely well and then zipping the pass over to the open man.
Neto kicks to Mitchell. "13 feet away. That shot missing, so Indiana will take it the other way. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game, because you had to be proud of the way they battled in it.
Yeah, I suppose that's right, but it still was heartbreaking. I mean, you hate to lose in OT, no matter how hard you played. You want to come out on top if you're going to play those extra minutes.
And so it's Neto with the ball. He'll bring it up for Utah. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, and in a hostile environment, they did not rise to the occasion, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, there was no shine on that effort. Really lackluster. Their D was nowhere to be found.
Here's Sabonis after the basket by Utah. Outside, Bogdanovich. Gobert with the block. And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. For Utah, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Neto, the pass to Cephalosha. Left side Favors. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And for so long, it seems Derek Favors had played in a crowded front court, but still can get the job done.
And Favors has shown his versatility and impact in spot minutes his whole career. Every team can use a player like Favors. He just eats up space inside and can play that tough D. Offensively, I think he'd like to get back to where he was around 2015, and hopefully he'll find the chances to do so.
That free throw, no good.
And, you know, the Pacers were one of the better teams in the East last year. Many wondered just how or why the Pacers were so good. I think you point to the chemistry this team has as something that you can't deny, along with having a star that endeared himself to his teammates in Oladipo.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. And along with the chemistry the Pacers enjoy, another strength, Clark, is their guard play.
Well, Kevin, they've got a number of guards that can initiate the offense, and they all do it fairly efficient. Don't turn it over much, and they all can shoot it and drive it. So that group of guards is really a strong part of this team.
Here's Neto after the made shot from Victor Oladipo. Neto kicks to Gobert. Pass to Mitchell. Ball's knocked loose. On the wing, Mitchell. 6 on the shot clock. That one goes. Count it.
Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
Collison, the pass to Sabonis. It's Oladipo on the wing. There's the triple. Trains the three-pointer. Oladipo's got 5 now.
He's such a smart player. Not only is he athletically supreme, but smart as well. Oladipo, excellent at using the pick and roll to his advantage.
Here's Neto. 14 points from him the last game against the Celtics in Boston. And there's the foul, and Darren Collison picks it up. That's his first foul. Utah with the ball, trailing by 2. The drive by Gobert. Just 4 to shoot. To the paint, here's Turner. Unable to get that one. Gobert with the defensive effort. Mitchell up top, guarded by Oladipo. Mitchell dishes to Favors. Passes it to Gobert. Kicks it to Mitchell. Over Oladipo. That's good for Mitchell on the assist by Gobert. Mitchell's got his second basket of the game.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
Well, Rudy Gobert has taken on more of a leadership role with this team. Clearly a difference maker on the court with his defense, and will get the team to fall in line. Hard to argue with one of the elite rim protectors in our league.
Now here's Oladipo. He has 5. Over Mitchell. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
And checking out some numbers here for Collison. How his last 10 games have gone. 13th in three-point field goal percentage, and tremendous confidence and consistency at the foul line. He ranks among the top 15 in free throw percentage.
And no one's been able to guard him out there. Defender's been trying to get physical with him, but time and time again, he just shrugs him off and drills it. Neto kicks to Gobert. In the corner, Cephalosha with it. There's the pass to Neto. Over Oladipo. Wow, way off on that one. And with Gobert, he does so much as a defender with his impact, Greg, in the paint.
Yeah, and Gobert does so much in terms of cleaning up his teammates' mistakes while they're defending out there on the perimeter. It allows his teammates to be more aggressive on D, knowing he's going to be that last line of defense. And Gobert won't let them get too comfortable, as he is one of the more vocal players in terms of shaping their D.
Steps back and fires. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Favors finds Cephalosha. Pass to Gobert. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Another miss by Utah. The Pacers have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Allison feeling it out a bit, and the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And so Gobert will bring it up for Utah. Here's Neto. No points in the game yet for him. Mitchell in the corner. 6 to shoot. From downtown. On the wing, Cephalosha. Another miss by Utah. And Indiana shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Here's Collison, and the layup is good.
Sensing the opportunity there, Collison sneaking inside for the finish.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. There's something timeless about a star tandem, Clark. Jordan and Pippen, Kobe and Shaq, Steph and KD. What's needed for guys at that level to play together and coexist?
I think the biggest thing is an appreciation and respect for one another. I mean, that to me is the beginning point of coexisting at a high level, because you're going to have some friction, you're going to have some disagreements, but all of that can be put to the side when there's great appreciation and respect for each other and a real focus on what we're trying to get done. You get that in place, then the talent will rise to the very top.
Here's Oladipo following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. Back to Oladipo. Stolen. Here's Neto. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Sabonis with the steal. Knocked loose. Evans passes to Collison. And Oladipo has it in the corner. Crowder against Evans. Just 5 on the clock. Launches a 3, and again it's the Pacers from deep.
And watching Evans there knock down the triple, has the ability to be a dangerous outside scorer when he's in rhythm.
Cephalosha kicks to Neto. Pass to Crowder. Mitchell outside. Here's Neto, covered by Evans. Fades back, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. In third, the Pacers.
I mean, they've gotten a little more aggressive defensively. You can become a more confident team on that end, and so much of it, I think, has to do with forcing turnovers and creating offense.
Oh, here we go now. Crowder's got it, the fast break chance. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, last season, a tough one for Crowder. Was moved from Boston to Cleveland and then moved again over to Utah at the deadline. Also struggled mightily with his shot and just had a down year.
And the first one drops. And with Crowder, his struggles were part of why Cleveland gave up on him so easily.
And you wonder who the real Jay Crowder is, the one we saw in Cleveland or the one we saw in Boston. My guess is somewhere in the middle. I think his defense should pick back up, and we know that he can be a better scorer than he has shown the last calendar year.
And both free throws good from Crowder. Pacers have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark. And Joseph kicks to Evans. To the middle. Quinn dishes to Young. Shot clock at 6. And here's Joseph for 3. Utah with the rebound.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
They get a hand on it. Stolen by O'Neal. Crowder goes in. He kicks it to Exum. Nice ball movement by Utah. Back to Udo. Passes it to Exum. Over Joseph. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And the Jazz lead by 1. Evans finds McDermott. Quinn with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Young's shot is off.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And here are the Pacers now after the basket by Utah. Here's Evans. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
Now, here's Burks. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Now, here is O'Neal. He's guarded closely. Three-pointer. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
And checking out the numbers for Young. His last 10 games, he's averaging about 7 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
Joseph with the ball, now defended by Exum. And Young kicks to Evans. Over Burks. It's rebounded by Udo. Utah leading. Down low. Here's Burks. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Now here's McDermott, guarded by O'Neal. And there's the foul. It'll go on Udo. That is his first foul of the game. Off the inbound, stolen by Exum.
Ill-advised pass on that one, guys. I mean, he had to know there was a man there in position to get that turnover.
And yes, it's good. Burks has got his second bucket. Pacers trail by 5. And Joseph kicks to McDermott.
He's still trying to find his footing, but Doug McDermott is a great shooter, no question about that, but he needs to keep adding more to his game.
The Pacers shooting their first free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And guys, that's a pretty good improvement over last season.
Two shots.
The free throw drops for McDermott. And Nate McMillan, a coach with multiple stops in his career, had good success last season with the Pacers.
And, you know, to some that was a surprise, but McMillan does a lot of things well as a coach. He communicates well, he demands accountability, and his teams typically play a smart brand of basketball, and actually it's a reflection of how Nate was as a player.
And McDermott drops them both. There's 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Exum passes to Crowder. Burks kicks to O'Neal. There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. 5 to shoot. Rebounded by McDermott. Here's O'Quinn. No good there. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Jazz lead by 3. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. During his tenure in Utah, Coach Quinn Snyder has quickly earned the appreciation of his players, including Rudy Gobert.
It's very lucky to have a coach like that. He really takes everything, with heart, and he wants us to be the best defensive team in the league, as I do. And I think when the coach and the players are on the same page, usually, good things happen.
Coach Snyder doing a terrific job with his team.
Just a great tactician, and he's clearly got his guys buying in to his message.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Yeah, everything is sharp. I mean, nothing forced, precise passes, taking care of the ball. That's good stuff.
Joseph at point, and he teams up with Evans in the backcourt. Young is the 4 with O'Quinn at the 5. And it's McDermott in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, "We expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other." Kevin?
Well, David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. Pacers trail by 3. Joseph finds Young. Now the pass to McDermott, and finished off by McDermott.
A fantastic heads-up play there from Young to find the open man.
And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Udo up top, pass to Burks. Now, here is O'Neal. He's guarded closely. Shot clock at 6. 16 feet away, and the basket good. A bank shot that time. O'Neal's got his second bucket of the game to go. And it's Evans with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. It's a 3-point game. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Now, here is Young. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Crowder. That one falls. Crowder's got the lead up to 5 now for Utah. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How far it's been going for the Jazz.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
Jazz leading by 3. Exum passes to Crowder. Burks kicks to O'Neal. Just 5 on the clock. Teardrop shot, and O'Quinn sends it back. Young taking his time here. Dishes it to Joseph. McDermott for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. McDermott's got the game tied up here for the Pacers.
And you know, it's clear McDermott has practiced this shot thousands of times. Quick trigger.
O'Neal up top. Takes the 3. Here's Crowder, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Crowder's got 6 points.
Boy, I like watching him get after it on the glass now, staying active, and usually that leads to good things.
Evans kicks to Joseph. Evans against Crowder. Evans attacking. That one, no good. O'Neal with the defensive effort. For Utah, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Tyreke Evans not the biggest free agent this past offseason, but Greg, many teams vied for his services.
Pacers were able to win out, and he should be a good fit. Can act as another playmaker and ball handler for the team. Turned down playing with the Warriors, Lakers, and Thunder to come to this Indiana squad.
Bogdanovich, he's checked in for the Pacers. And Utah also making a switch. Favors is checked in. Exum passes to Udo. Young against Crowder. Now here's Udo. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Thaddeus Young. Clark, you were drafted 8th overall by the Indiana Pacers. Do you have any indication that you were going to be their pick in particular, that you were going to go in that slot? Was there any kind of inkling at all?
No, I only visited with teams drafting 4 through 7. Talked to the Chicago Bulls, the Dallas Mavericks, and I read some of the reports about where I was projected. But you know what? Once you get past the first or second, sometimes the top 3 picks in a draft, you really don't know who's going where after that. So I was fortunate. I landed in a good spot.
Right.
And Indianapolis was a good place for me and Rosie to be as I started my NBA career.
It sure was. First free throw is good. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Sabonis comes in for Thaddeus Young. Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for Tyreke Evans. And it's Collison in for Joseph. Then for the Jazz, Gobert, he's checked in for Udo. Donovan Mitchell comes in for Burks. And Raul Neto is subbed in for Exum. And both free throws good from Crowder. Pacers trail by 4. Collison kicks to Turner. Oladipo taking his time here. Turner dishes to Oladipo. Just 5 on the clock. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That's his first foul. The Jazz making a switch here. Cephalosha's checked in. Bogdanovich against Cephalosha. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And Bogdanovich, a player who has bounced around the last few seasons.
Yeah, you know what? He's a guy that spaces the floor nicely, Kevin, and he's got a toughness to him that I think was undervalued and underappreciated across the league. He can make shots off the catch and shoot or coming off screens, and he also showed himself to be a better defender than people thought he was.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich. And for the most part, when Bogdanovich is out on the floor, he's there to do one thing, shoot.
And I tell you what, when you can shoot like that, that's all you need to do. Great catch-and-shoot player who can stretch the defense. You cannot leave him alone, and really his presence frees up so much for his teammates on the floor.
And so he makes both from the line.
Solid trip from the line right there. Knocked him down, and it was easy.
Mitchell outside. Kicks to Cephalosha. Pass to Favors. Over Sabonis. The Jazz again can't hit it. Indiana's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Mitchell against Oladipo. Outside Collison. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you can feel that Oladipo was on the verge of a breakthrough, and boy, did he ever. Everything came together for him, and he is now not only an elite scorer, but an all-star. Can attack from any distance and has a variety of ways to hurt the defense.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw good from Oladipo. And for Oladipo, Greg, there wasn't just one moment that gave him that push.
I mean, his development was less of having a eureka moment and more of everything just coming together. Has always had the strong athleticism, has refined his shot to make the most of it, and while it took him some time, he's now the player everyone hoped he'd be when he was the 2nd overall pick.
And for Victor Oladipo, his jump forward, Clark, as a player, came through a lot of small improvements, but perhaps the largest was his shooting.
Yeah, I like the fact that you mentioned the incremental improvements in those small areas. You know, his percentages certainly went up inside and out, but he created a lot of chances for himself and his teammates with his driving ability. And he got very comfortable shooting off the bounce and not just relying on the catch and shoot. And boy, his confidence, you could just see it elevating with each passing month of the season. And this guy's a bona fide all-star.
Here's Collison following the three-pointer by Utah. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. 4 on the clock. Takes the 3. Collison, no good. Jazz leading by 3. And it's Neto in the corner. He makes that one drop, only a second in 5 tries.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
It's Turner, high post. Pass to Sabonis. Oladipo outside to the middle. Here's Bogdanovich. That shot misses. Now the Jazz take it the other way. They host the Kings after this game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And Greg, right out of the gate, Donovan Mitchell seemed like a veteran more than a rookie.
I mean, his professionalism was one of the first things Ricky Rubio noticed about Mitchell. Father played minor league baseball, knows what it takes to succeed in professional sports, and you can just see it in his approach to practice and his commitment to improving his game. Mitchell was already the surprise of that 2017 draft, and I don't think there's any question he's destined to be a star.
Free throw drops for Mitchell.
And a great job from the line this quarter. They've gotten their percentage way up there.
Collison finds Bogdanovich. Will it go? Gobert with the block. Now Cephalosha. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston. And it's Mitchell missing.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Oladipo. 8-point game. And there's the pass to Bogdanovich. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
A nice strong finish from Bogdanovic, showing no fear at all.
Neto kicks to Gobert. Pass to Mitchell. It's stolen by Oladipo. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Feeds it to Collison. Back to Oladipo. The shot's good. Collison making the play. And now it's just a 4-point Utah lead.
How can you defend Oladipo any better than that? I mean, just exceptional at getting shots up and over the outstretched arms of the defense.
Now, here's Mitchell. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Boston.
And also 3 steals, so he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side.
Here's Gobert, makes it off the glass. Gobert's got his second bucket.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Here's Bogdanovic. Rudy Gobert picking up that last basket. 5 on the clock over Cephalosha. Bogdanovic, no luck.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Neto kicks to Gobert. To the paint, Turner with the steal. It's stolen by Gobert.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And the Pacers call time here. This is their first chance to take a look at the Jazz this season.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just 2 powerhouse teams facing off.
Really easy to tell that this is an important game, Greg. I mean, I don't know if the crowd will get a chance to take a breath in this one.
To the paint, here's Neto, and that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And now it's a 10-point Utah lead. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Sabonis against Favors. Poked loose. Collison the pass to Oladipo. 6 on the shot clock. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
And here's Collison following the 3-pointer by Donovan Mitchell. Outside Collison. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Collison's got 6.
You know, Darren Collison is a lot stronger than he looks, so you got to give him a lot of respect for how he's able to finish through contact.
Neto kicks to Gobert. He dishes it to Mitchell. 1:37 left to play in the...
Oh, goodness. Talk about bringing the heat, the thunder, and the lightning on that pound.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime.
And why not? A little salt in the wound. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys reeling and on the ropes.
Now here's Collison. 6 points for him. Mitchell against Oladipo. Over Mitchell. Shot clock reset for the Pacers. And it's Turner finishing it off.
That's all about the ticker for Turner. Big heart, a real juggernaut on the boards who uses those long arms exceedingly well to get second chance opportunity.
Here's Neto. He has 7. He kicks to Gobert. Back to Neto. The 3. And the Jazz, another 3.
Yeah, but there's no stopping him right now. I mean, he's locked in this quarter. This defense has to get the ball out of his hand.
Outside Collison. Inside. It's stolen by Gobert. Here's Mitchell. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo.
Shots, gentlemen. 2.
For Utah, they have shot 6 of 7 at the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And guys, that's a pretty good improvement over last season.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And the first one drops.
And doing a good job from the line here in the second quarter.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Utah also making some changes. Crowder comes in for Derek Favors. And Alec Burks subbed in for Thabo Sefolosha. And Mitchell drops them both.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Now here's Joseph. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Kicks it out to Evans. Cans it from downtown. We've got 13 seconds left in the second quarter. And here is Mitchell over Evans. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got 18 points.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for Utah. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, friends and neighbors. One half down, another half to go. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Donovan Mitchell was on fire in the first half. He had 18 points and 1 steal. He's definitely heated up over the last few games, and we're seeing some of that same recipe here tonight. And Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook tonight. Both ball and player movement have been excellent. And the result of all that movement, almost all high-quality shots they're generating. It's pretty to watch. Very good fundamental basketball.
Shaq, your take on Indiana.
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
Downtown Indianapolis glowing in the distance as we welcome you back to the action here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
And through the first 2 periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, you know, good things happen when he cuts to the rim, Greg, and you cut into the heart of the defense like that, makes things easy.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. And so Collison will bring it up for Indiana, down by 15. Taking a look at the Jazz, Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Then it's Thabo Sefolosha. Then it's Donovan Mitchell, and it's Neto in at the point.
Boy, just a gorgeous touch from Bogdanovich there. Love to see him go with the floater. That's such an effective shot.
Sefolosha kicks to Mitchell. Not going to go that time. Nice D from Oladipo. Right side, Collison. Pass to Sabonis. Oladipo for three. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Jazz leading by 13. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do. Sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Sacre bleu! Thank you, G.A. He is indeed a fiery competitor.
And really one of the best assets of Sabonis is his mind for the game. Very aware on the offensive end, knows how to create chances, and just plays the game with his mind as much as his athleticism.
Shooting one.
And that one misses. And for Sabonis, we all know his father was one of the best when it came to seeing the floor, Greg. As a big man, his passing game was terrific.
And skills like that go a long way in the NBA. Sabonis does all the little things that free up shots for himself and his teammates. Is starting to play with more aggression, and this is a guy that can be an all-star.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Here's Collison. Shot clock at 5. And there's a whistle. That goes on Neto. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Collison up top. 6 points for him. And now Utah, fast break. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Now, here's Bogdanovic. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
There he's showing you he can run the show himself in that pick and roll. That's a nice play from Bogdanovic.
Mitchell passes to Neto. And Gobert kicks to Mitchell. Back to Gobert. And the foul on Miles Turner. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Neto surveying the floor. Clock at 4. Mitchell outside. From deep three-point range, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Look at Milwaukee. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And checking out Indiana, 8.5 games behind them.
I think for the Pacers, they had the kind of hot and cold start that we've kind of come to expect. Nothing that would indicate they're in for any kind of a breakout season.
And, you know, perhaps with a roster move or two later on, Greg, they can start to break out of that pack.
And now we get a chance to check out Donovan Mitchell. This last month, he has been a real positive for this team, averaging about 26 points per, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
Yeah, so many books in his library, he lights up the scoreboard on a nightly basis.
Here's Collison. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Collison's got 8 points.
And Collison with superb quickness, tough to contain off the pick and roll.
Gobert the pass to Mitchell. Count it. Mitchell's got 4 points this quarter.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Here is Collison. He's got 8. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Oladipo against Mitchell. Shoots it up. Collison, no good. It's Gobert with the ball for Utah. At one point, they led by 16. He gets it in there. 24 points for Donovan Mitchell.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Pacers trail by 13. Collison kicks to Turner. Oh, Turner in position. That shot off.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
I thought the pass looked good and just came up a skosh short, but I like the initiative and the intention.
Back to Mitchell. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Indiana. On Wednesday, they'll tip off a road trip in Charlotte where they'll take on the Hornets. And then on Friday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the San Antonio Spurs.
And looking at that Jazz matchup, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
And the way Oladipo handles himself from inside is commendable. I mean, actually, it's tremendous. He does a nice job utilizing the strength that he has.
Now here is Cephalosha. No points in the game yet for him. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and 3-point shot attempts so far for Indiana.
And clearly, this is a squad that makes its living in the paint. Very few teams are as determined to get the ball inside as much as they are. They aren't going to settle for jump shots. They're going to continue to pound it down low.
And he knocks down the first one for the Jazz. Udo's checked in for Favors. O'Neal comes in for Cephalosha. And it's Exum in for Raul Neto. And Mitchell drops them both. Collison with it. 8 points for him. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Bogdanovich passes to Sabonis. Back to Bogdanovich. Kicks it to Collison. Over Exum. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Here we get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. The Jazz, number 1.
Points allowed is one of the key indicators for good defensive effort. And this team does a nice job because they force opponents into tough shots. They don't allow easy shots. They're all on the same page. They're aggressive. They're focused. They pay attention to detail. And for 48 minutes, they're going to make their opponents uncomfortable.
The Jazz working the ball around now.
I can't explain what happened there, Kevin. I mean, he had the layup. Looked like it was a simple play. Somehow the defense threw him off just enough to cause the miss.
Now here's Turner. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. From deep. Utah with the rebound. Udo's got 4 rebounds in this game. Exum kicks to Udo. It's stolen by Oladipo. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Timeout called the Pacers. You know, every coach talks about playing team basketball, Clark. When it comes to the fans, they really come out to see the stars. What do you think is the psychology behind that?
Well, I think fans enjoy elite players and great talent across any sport, but they also recognize that team play is critical to winning. So I think it's a combination. Fans, I think we've got to give them a little more credit. Sure, they want to see the stars play, but they want to win, and they know to win, teams have to be about team basketball, not just highlighting and enjoying the stars.
And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for Utah.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
For Utah, they have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them. And Indiana making a change here. McDermott's checked in. And a switcher also for Utah. Crowder, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw drops for Mitchell. And so it's Indiana with it. It's an 18-point game. Evans finds McDermott. To halt the run. The rebound by the Jazz.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, excellent extension on the block. Superb timing as well to swat that one away.
And it's in there. And the Jazz lead by 20.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
Yeah, it's actually palpable, isn't it, Greg? I mean, you can feel it. Every single one of these guys locked in, playing for each other. And that's why they're up.
And then Mitchell with the dunk.
The tenacity, the attention to detail. It's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Now here's McDermott. He has 7. From deep, Evans. Rebounded by Exum.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Now Mitchell, following Tyreek Evans' three-point attempt. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Crowder, and it's blocked by O'Quinn, but he gets it back. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Alec Burks checked in for Donovan Mitchell. Now, here's Joseph. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. There's the dish to Evans. To the inside, and O'Quinn kicks to Joseph. 6 to shoot. Hits it from three-point range.
You know, once a weakness in his game, Corey Joseph has worked extremely hard on his outside shot. And like I say all the time, the proof is in the pudding.
Now, here is O'Neal. Passes it to Udo. Burks on the wing. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Burks has got 6. Pacers trail by 21. Evans outside. Joseph against Crowder. Beyond the arc. No good on that one. The Jazz go the other way with it. Young with the steal. Now Joseph. He averages about 5 points a game. Evans kicks to O'Quinn. Shot clock at 6. It's stolen by Udo. Burks dishes to Udo. The pass to Exum. So here's Burks. He's covered by Joseph. Nice ball movement by Utah. Clock at 6. Here's Burks. Udo trying to free himself up. Burks can't get it to go. McDermott with it. O'Neal's there. McDermott passes to Young. And the baseline jumper, no good. Jazz leading by 21. Here's Exum. Joseph with the rebound. Indiana's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Pass to O'Quinn. Here's McDermott. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. 9 points in the game so far.
I think he's got to keep working on his interior game. Doug McDermott showing he wants to be more than just an outside shooter.
Burks on the wing, covered by Evans. Crowder kicks to Exum. Releases. The offensive rebound. Here's Udo. Good on the 13-footer. And the Jazz lead by 21.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
Young finds Evans. And the foul on Alec Burks. That's his first foul. Bogdanovich is checked in for Doug McDermott. Utah also making some changes. Derek Favors checked in for O'Neal. And Raul Neto is subbed in for Exum.
Jazz foul. That's his second personal foul.
And Corey Joseph quietly changing his game, Clark, the past few seasons to better his efficiency.
I agree with you there. I mean, he's done a nice job of recognizing the value of becoming better as a spot-up shooter. And as a result of the work he's put in, he's become pretty lethal on catch-and-shoot situations.
The first one falls.
Joseph is a guy who's a proven champion and does whatever's asked of him, and that makes him a solid leader on this team.
He's perfect from the line this time. Jazz leading by 19 points. Neto, the pass to Favors. Burks kicks to Crowder. 32 seconds left in the third quarter. 6 to shoot. Puts it up. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
He feeds it to Bogdanovich. Crowder feeling it out a bit. Pass to Neto. He kicks it to Favors. Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for Utah. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the court for Indiana, Young is the 4 with O'Quinn at the 5. Evans out there with Collison, and it's Bogdanovich in at the 3. Young against Burks. Here's Favors, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Indiana, trailing by 19. Evans up top. Burks covering. Burks with the steal. From 12 feet out, it's good. Burks has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Utah. Indiana's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. O'Quinn finds Bogdanovich. Knocked loose. Back to O'Quinn. May have been the 90s, Clark, when we saw the pick and roll really become a common type play. Defenses have now adjusted somewhat, but many offenses still rely on it now.
Man, you go way back to the 50s and 60s. The pick and roll has been one of the hardest plays to defend since really basketball came into existence, quite honestly. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and now with the interchangeable parts that many teams have, you have the real challenge of small guys setting screens on big guys and creating havoc. So screen and roll action, always a very important part of the game and a hard set to cover well on defense. Always got to patrol the three-point line. When you don't, you suffer the consequences.
Neto, the pass to Favors. Over Young. Cans the shot from the wing. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Evans kicks to Young. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. In the corner, Collison with it. Just 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range, offensive rebound Pacers. Here's Young, and the layup's good off the glass. Young's got 5 points in the quarter.
You know, those are the plays where you really see Young's quickness off the floor. He's got a great, quick second jump, which leads to second chance scores.
Favors with the ball, and Young picks him up defensively. And the call will be against Thaddeus Young. That'll be his second foul of the game. Indiana making some changes. Turner's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn, and Sabonis is checked in for Thaddeus Young. Gobert, he's checked in for Utah. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Favors against Turner. Clock at 6. On its way from Burks for 2. New 24 for Utah. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up.
That's what they've got him out there for, fellas.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. And that's a foul. It's called on Thabo Sefolosha. That's foul number 2 for him. We seem to see a lot of players request trades in the media, but Clark, you have to believe some teams were blindsided by this.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kevin, that teams have been blindsided on occasion. I don't like to see players operate that way, but I also understand sometimes the frustration that leads them to do so. But at the end of the day, I think it's part and parcel of the environment we're in and the nature of the business of the NBA. Sometimes players just aren't confident in what they hear directly, so they take other measures to voice their choice or displeasure.
The first free throw is good.
Hey, from role player to bona fide star, the jump Oladipo has taken has been outstanding. And he's not done yet, folks. He's continuing to grow.
Oladipo hits them both. So it's Utah now. 22 is their biggest lead. Neto finds Favors. Mitchell with it. Now defended by Oladipo. And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's his 5th foul.
That's his 5th personal foul.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Gobert the pass to Sefolosha. Just 5 to shoot. Lets it go from 11.
And I love how his teammates have stepped up for him. He's struggling, but they're ramping it up and getting it done this quarter.
Collison kicks to Oladipo. Over Mitchell. Oladipo misses. Utah leading by 18. Mitchell passes to Neto. Back to Mitchell. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Mitchell's got 33 points.
Great basketball from him, Kevin. A commanding performance, helping add to the lead this quarter.
Oh, Turner in position. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
At 6'11" and 255 pounds, Turner is a load. Very hard trying to guard him inside.
Here's Neto. Here's Favors. Back to Neto. Count the basket.
Playing big, willing to go toe-to-toe against the guy who towers over him.
Yeah, I like his heart there, the competitive spirit. I mean, refusing to be held in check by bigger defenders. That's all heart and competitive spirit.
Here's Collison following the bucket by the Jazz. Here's Turner. Basket good.
That's weight room action right there. Excellent strength from Turner. You try to get physical with him, and he can overpower you.
Here's Neto. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. And so here is Indiana. It's an 18-point game. Collison finds Turner. Now here's Oladipo. Nailed from three-point land.
He had one in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
For Utah, they've gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Neto, the pass to Mitchell. And here's Favors. Back to Mitchell. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Mitchell's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Collison kicks to Turner. Oladipo with the ball. Now defended by Mitchell. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That'll be his second foul of the game. And here's Collison. Shot clock at 6. And there it is for him.
And Collison's quickness enabling him to slice to the rim there.
And it's Neto with the ball. He'll bring it up for Utah. The lead is 15. And Favors kicks to Mitchell. Passes it to Gobert. Back to Mitchell. The pass to Favors. Over Sabonis. Favors can't get it to go.
This has been a rough, turbulent outing for him so far. Fortunately, the rest of his team has bailed him out.
Outside Turner. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Collison's got his 3rd assist on the night. Jazz leading by 12. Here's Neto. Dishes to Gobert. Cephalosha kicks to Mitchell. Turner with the steal. And now Oladipo pushing it up. No one back.
Ooh! That's how you attack. Wow.
Oh, man. my. The bounce, the creativity, the strength. When Oladipo rises up, he's looking to punch it down as hard as he can.
Now here's Gobert. The Jazz working the ball around now. And the call will be against Sabonis. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
That's his 3rd personal foul.
Mitchell passes to Neto. Kicks to Favors. Lock at 6. And it's Neto in the corner.
but still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Oladipo draws the double. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. So it's the Jazz now. To the middle. And it's Mitchell missing. Pacers trail by 10. Oladipo with the ball. Now defended by Mitchell. Bogdanovich. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Tough finish from Bogdanovich. He's got a nice big frame for a wingman.
One shot. One shot.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich.
And, you know, Bogdanovich played for 10 years in Europe before coming to the NBA. Just now coming into his prime, but he's got a lot of pro experience.
Utah calls timeout.
And with the Tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
You're exactly right. Halting the other team's run momentarily. Let's see what he comes up with now, Greg.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Donovan Mitchell.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the last break, I heard Quinn Snyder talking with his team. He knows his team is struggling tonight from the three-point line, so he told them to go for more quality shots inside. We're shooting way too many threes, he said. No more Hail Marys. Let's get inside to the post. Back to you guys.
And the Pacers with possession here after the basket by Utah. Turner with it, now defended by Gobert.
At the line for your Pacers, Victor Oladipo. Taking 2 shots.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Here's Neto. Mitchell outside. Favors at the elbow. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Neto. The 18-footer is right on the mark. And the Jazz lead by 10.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
Oladipo against Mitchell. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Victor Oladipo. At the line for 2.
That free throw good from Oladipo. Oladipo hits them both. Jazz leading by 8. Mitchell with it. And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline. And luckily, they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
6 on the shot clock. Shoots from 12. No good off the back of the rim. And it's Evans with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. Here's Turner, and it's Turner finishing it off.
Nice look there from Bogdanovich, the shooter keeping an eye peeled and open for the open man.
Cephalosha against Bogdanovich. Outside Favors. Inside, here's Gobert. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
1:35 left in the game. Outside Collison. With the shot. And too long on the shot. Utah leading by 8. Mitchell outside. Cephalosha kicks to Favors. Mitchell outside. Over Evans. Here's Gobert. Out to Favors. Pass to Cephalosha. Nice ball movement by Utah. Sabonis with the steal. Bogdanovich against Cephalosha. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. Gobert with the block. Here's Neto. He's covered by Collison. Neto, the pass to Mitchell. And Gobert kicks to Cephalosha. 6 to shoot. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Indiana. Here's Bogdanovich. Misses the 3.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
And so it's Utah with the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. With Rudy Gobert. Hey, Rudy, it got a little tense down the stretch, but an impressive win for you guys.
Yeah, I think we did a very good job, except the end of the fourth quarter, we played great. We played great. We just got to stay focused to the end of the game.
A good learning tool. Thanks, Rudy. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.